this process has taught me to dream big and that there are people out there who will let me.
Peter Schneider asked me if I'd be interested in adapting Water for Elephants, which I had read, I guess about 20 years ago now. And I said, I'm interested if I can do it with Pigpen.
The ethos of the story of Community was kind of mirrored in how we all collaborated together to make the piece.
It was a couple of years with just me and Rick and the Pigpen Theater Company, and we'd be in a room, and it was just a writer's room, basically.
Jess and I talked about this show in 2019, I think was our first conversation. And then, of course, the world ended, and we all disappeared into our hidey holes for a while.
It was weekly Zoom meetings because it was the pandemic, and just brainstorming.
She told me about her ideas and what her vision was. And then we started sketching some ideas out and sending research images to each other.
There are so many different kinds of storytellers in the room. People who think of a story through music, people who think of a story through language, people who think of a story visually through projection or through puppetry or through circus. You want to make sure that everybody is hearing and seeing and telling the same story.
It's not until you're in the room on that first day of tech with all the elements together that you turn that first light on, and then you see what the show you're building is.
So much of what we do in our individual disciplines is impressive on its own, but it is the fact that we're all adding the ingredients to the wonderful dish that we're serving. That's what really makes this piece super magical.
It is hard for me to imagine what it would look and sound and feel like without this exact group.
Jesse's so wonderful to work with. He's a brilliant choreographer and a wonderful man. And I think we really complement each other really well. And he would see things I wouldn't, I would see things he wouldn't.
It's how do we fuse those two languages of dance and circus and do work that is not about the circus. It's about, just storytelling.
All of the language was actually some stuff we were really developing for our show. Antoine in the horse, the tissue loop.
Indeed.
It's really using, it's not a typical apparatus. It's not using that apparatus the typical way it's used. It's this desire to create our own universe and have everything we do belong only to this universe.
This universe.
And also for it to be surprising.
It's a big piece, and yet there's such intimacy.
There's a great piece of storytelling through movement, and there's a great piece of storytelling through puppetry. What's the thing that I can do to help join them up?
Can video create a sunset that's more than a sunset, and can lighting join in with that to sculpt the world around the actors?
The choice of the acrobatic language is a big part of the design.
The very nature of circus is human dependent. They can't really do a trick without each other.
It really does sort of put everybody sort of on the table and sort of, look through the ideas of everyone's experiences in each department and how that can kind of contribute to the storytelling.
It's like there's this huge painting and you're this one piece of the painting, and what you want to do is, be your piece of the painting perfectly, but do it in a way that fits into the whole painting.
You need someone to wrangle that enormous room of people.
Sometimes it feels like air traffic control, and sometimes I feel like I'm a conductor.
You need Jessica Stone to come in and have relationships with all of these people that are built on trust.
She always lets me take the first pass at it before commenting or before cutting an idea off.
Jess gives opportunity for everyone to express their desires and their ideas and their creative lineage, and then have a bounce back and talk about it and see what that idea is actually serving.
And she is a master at that, and she runs the room beautifully. It has such incredible energy. It's a joy to come to work every day, so I highest praise.
I'm just going to add about life being fleeting and fragile, and community is the very thing that alleviates some of the pain of just being present, and circus is the most perfect metaphor for that. We have acrobats who sing, we have actors who swing from trapezes, we have crew who take a bow. We are one company.